But what would be that piece of motivation that you would give to that young aspiring content creator such as yourself, photographer, video, whatever the case may be?
Don't not believe in yourself.
Line for line is really where you need to be. A platform that's really made for folks like you and me. You can find it all no matter what you seek. Whether you calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.
All right, and just like that, we're back on another episode of Line for Line. This is your host, Devon. I have a very special guest in the building. Just make sure you guys tap that subscribe button, that like button, and leave an interactive comment. I'll let this man introduce himself to the world.
I am Jace Covelli from Covelli Photography.
And how are you today on this fine young Sunday?
I'm doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm actually hanging in there, a little bit busy, busy weekend. Got a couple games today to go to and everything like that. So busy. But before we get ready to get started, just tell the people a little bit about you.
So I picked up photography when I was in middle school, and I've stuck with it ever through. It's hard, but once you get used to it, you know what you're doing, and it's something you just got to stick through on. There's a lot of work that goes into it, but it's very fun, and you can do a lot of creative stuff with it once you get going.
Yes, sir.
And starting to get a little more into the video side of it, a lot harder and a lot more work you got to go into it, but it's doable.
Yes, sir. So what type of kid were you growing up? Did you play sports, video games? What was it?
So when I came into sports late, like I never was really like into sports. I started right when I was around like 7, 8, maybe even 6 for like soccer. But I'm sort of like, I'm growing out of sports really. Like I'm going more into this stuff a lot. Like I did soccer this year and I'm gonna do baseball, but I'm kind of just there for more of the energy and the vibe of it all because I love the people and I love the coaches. It's just I like the energy of sports and I understand it a lot. And that's obviously why I love sports photography too.
Yeah.
Something that I understand and obviously I know it. So it's like, well, I know what to go here, what to shoot, what not to shoot. So yeah.
Nice. So what was it that made you decide to want to pick up the camera, though? That's what I always wonder.
When I was in middle school, I joined yearbook.
Oh, wow.
And right from there, it was like, pictures. I started using the school camera, then I used my parents' camera, which I then broke.
Oh, no.
Don't got to talk about that. So then we got another camera, a Sony that you actually use to record us right now. So I used that through middle school, and then COVID year, my parents got me a camera for my birthday.
Nice.
And that is what I still use to this day. And it's sort of like camera, it got a lot harder to use because you had to figure out a lot more of the settings. And just ever since middle school, I've always wanted to learn more about the camera. And that's when I started learning more about it once I got my own camera now. And now I want to get another camera and keep growing.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So how was it that you were able to learn how to just be such a pro at the age you are now with all of the settings and gears and everything like that?
Well, I learned a lot from Andrew Meyer, who was just recently here. I do work with him, and he shows me a lot. He's taught me a lot, and I've also done some stuff with Johnny Severus. He's going all over the country doing cool stuff. He's a big video guy, but I've learned a lot from a lot of people, and a lot of friends have taught me stuff too. So it's just, I just know a lot of good people that always want to help people.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Andrew's that guy. He was actually here this weekend helping me out as well too with lighting and things of that nature. I'm very thankful to know someone like that. And you as well too. Give a round of applause for this man. Those pictures with the models and everything like that all come from this guy. This guy doesn't miss with the shots. So I did hear you mention that you have the Sony as well too. Just tell us a little bit about what you think about the camera, the Sony camera.
So the Sony, when I first got it, I wasn't like, it's not like I was younger. I necessarily didn't know how to use a camera. I was just really good at taking the picture in the moment. And once I figured it out a little bit, I learned that the Sony, great for video. It does great work for pictures too, but the Sony that you have, it's for sure a video camera.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. And obviously, if you're getting another Sony, I would stick with it because once you figure one of them out, a lot of them are really the same. There's just a lot more that comes with it.
Exactly.
And obviously, I use a Nikon, and I haven't used my Sony in probably a year and a half.
Oh wow.
So it's been a while, but I have a few friends who use Sony for video. But They're very good video cameras. They come with great quality.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I noticed because when I started this, I didn't know much about cameras and everything. Because obviously back in the day, I used to try photography and things like that. But then video's way different than photography. So I started off with a Canon, Canon Rebel T7 or whatever like that.
Yep.
So I would try to record my podcast with it, but it would always shut off at like 11 to 12 minutes because it's not a video camera. So I would have to just figure all that out, you know. So I was like, you know what? Let me save my money. People donate it to the podcast and everything like that. And I was able to get 2 of the same cameras, and it's just been up since there. And I'm very appreciative. With the 3rd camera on the way, that Alpha A7, I cannot wait for that to get here, seriously.
Yeah.
So just take us a little bit about the memories that you've been making with your photography and just the cool people that you do get to meet.
Well, I've obviously about a month ago I did a shoot for garments. That was great. Love that. Sort of expanding the brand right there. Great people got to shoot. A fun group, and they were great models. And shooting with sports, I've been going up to Case more, meeting with those guys and doing pictures. And they love the work. And obviously all the schools in Kenosha. A lot of those people, they love the pictures that I do for them, and I'm just younger, so I just sort of give the pictures to them, so it's something that they can just take, and it gives them that, and then obviously once I'm older and doing it all for money, maybe they'll come back to me. It's just sort of connecting with people now, and a lot of great people that are definitely going to be going places in the world with these sports.
I love that you say that too, sir, because obviously me starting off with the podcast as well too and doing videos and all that, free, just really getting my name out there, showing the community what I'm about, and hopefully they'll remember me and say, oh, remember him? Now let's time to pay it forward. He did this great work for us for free, whatever the case may be. Now let's return the favor and hire him to do something as well too. Yep. Have you been running into a lot of people who want to hire you for things outside of school?
Yeah, I have actually had a few people, and we have our senior showcase coming up in May, and I was actually, when I was a freshman, I was taking pictures at it I got out of class to go do it, so I was, let's go down here and do it. I actually had like 2 people that were in there, 2 people from business asking, would you want to come and take pictures for us? And that was when I was a freshman. I was like, I'm not really, I'm just taking pictures for the school. And it was like, it's a process, but I have had people that for sure want pictures. And actually a few of my dad's friends, they want me to do family pictures for them.
Oh, nice.
So I tell people once it gets warmer out, and I got a few people who want me to do senior pictures this year, next year for them. And I'm like, yeah, just once it gets warmer out, man. Don't want to be standing outside in the cold right now.
Yes, sir. Can you just tell us a little about the best event that you've done so far that you feel like that was just so fun? I can't wait to do something like this again.
Honestly, it would probably have to be probably the Carthage basketball tournament. Just the energy in there for some of those games. It felt like almost that like, not like D1 or pro, but like that D2, like college feel, like even those lower D1 schools. I felt like that good environment when there were, I think it was Carthage and Case. They had a crowd in there, and it was ecstatic, the energy when something would happen. I remember Amari Jenkins came down and dunked, and it went crazy in that arena. It's just the energy, like that stuff. I helped Andrew with a graduation actually in 2020 when they didn't do the big school graduations. That was cool too, doing that. But the Carthage basketball tournament would for sure be up there.
Yeah. Isn't that where I met you at the or are you just speaking of a different one? Because that was through the DOT, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember meeting you there. I was like, this guy's out here just working, grinding. You even took a picture or 2 for me then too, and I was just like, oh yeah, me and this guy, we're definitely gonna link up. Actually, do you want to break the news to him, like the project that we got?
Oh, for sure. So, me and Mr. Booker here, we are going to be going up to Hitter's baseball facility on February 27th, right?
Yes, sir.
8 to 12, we will be doing interviews of the players. I will be recording them, and he'll be asking all the questions. So, if you're going to be up there, be ready with your thoughts and whatever you got to tell the world, because we will be there.
Yes. Now, do you find the network to just always be this easy to get along with? I say that to ask this. For me, it's a little bit different. If I run into like another podcaster, they're less hesitant to work with me because they're like, oh, well, you're my competition or whatever the case may be. But with you being a photographer, do you think you ever run into anything like that, or is it just always welcoming?
No, I'm a very social person. Like with Andrew, I shoot with him once in a while. I love taking pictures for him, and it's just, I'm taking pictures for you. It's your work. I'm just doing it because you have these amazing cameras, and I'm just learning right now. I want to be something like him when I get old enough, and I obviously have the money to buy those $1,000 cameras that he has. It's the money, and it's something that you just got to make. And right now I'm learning and getting my name out there.
Yes, sir.
Just it's a process, but it's not really like that. It's just like I'm always down. I'm always gonna help someone out. That's just kind of person that I am. I always want to help someone out and just try to keep people happy all the time. Just spread happiness.
That's definitely what it's all about. So I did see that you showed me one of your football videos that you filmed for ITA. What camera was it that you were using on that? Because that was just so crystal clear.
That was the Nikon D5600 that I still use.
Oh my gosh. And like, how does the video work for that? Does it like record for a long time, or you have to do
20 minutes?
20 minutes?
Because I've done it. I actually did it for one of my soccer buddies. He just wanted me to record a time lapse of him, and he's the defender. He shut off after 20 minutes, and I was like, oh
no.
So I went back. I went down at halftime to check, and I was like, oh. So I just restarted once the half started. But
yeah,
it's not a video camera, and that's sort of why I got to get back into the Sony if I do video. So that's also why I want to look into getting a new Nikon. I want to upgrade in the series to see the video on it, because I know Andrew's been getting into video more, and watching his video is incredible. The stuff that he does is it's incredible.
Especially
his work.
He implemented the drones in it and everything like that too. It's like these are the type of creators that I like to be around, you know. And it's so cool that Kenosha is just this hub of creators now, you know?
Yep.
And it's like you don't even know that they exist until you actually get out there and get into the world. Like I didn't know of Andrew Meyer, even though we went to high school together, until I started going to the games and doing my videography as well too, you know? And I was just thankful that I got the opportunity to meet such a good person, seriously.
Yeah. Which, like, it's actually funny, like, a few people that I've talked to at Case now, and like there was one girl that I'm talking to, she said that she's like, she saw me there, and she was like, all these people are like wondering who I am, because obviously once I dyed my hair blonde, people are all like, because obviously when I have brown hair, it's like, oh, you blend in a little more, nobody like notices, but I'm just this dude in all black with a camera and blonde hair. It's like, who the heck's that dude down there running around with a camera?
Yeah.
And like all the Case basketball players, they all see me, and they were like, oh, they knew who it was. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So just tell us a little bit about how busy you usually are at these games, you know, because obviously you have to do a lot.
So for soccer, if I shoot an entire soccer game, I take up to 600 pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That was I did that for Tremper Soccer for their sectional game, I believe, or regional game in 2020. They ended up winning. Good game. A lot of pictures to look through after.
Yeah.
And that's something that it's a lot of work. Soccer especially. And football I took probably, I think I didn't take too many football pictures here, but when I did, I think I took around 350 or 400 at our when they played Park in their final game. At the Carthage basketball tournament, when I was there from 4 till the last game. I took 2,300 pictures.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what's the process like from point of contact? So let's say I say, hey, I want you to come to my game, get some pictures of me, XYZ.
I know a lot of, like, some people, they've texted me, they're asking, like, you gonna be at the game tonight? And I, obviously it's like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, but it's like, obviously for that tournament, it was like, I'm gonna be there, but it's like, how many pictures am I gonna take? And like, I have people asking me, are you gonna be able to come to our game this day? And it's like, here's how I look at it is, I go to Indian Trail, and I'm an Indian Trail student right now. I'm going to Indian Trail over anything else. Nothing against any of the other schools. I try to make it to these other games on our off nights or days when we're away. But obviously, I fulfill my duty to take pictures at Indian Trail because that's my school right now. Obviously, next year, once I get out in the world, I'm gonna go do it where the money's at. Like I want to try to make it. I will make it to a St. Joe's basketball game this year.
Nice.
I will promise to make it to a game this year, whether it be playoffs or you guys. Whenever I can make it, I will be there.
Yeah, that's actually funny because that's the team that I'm gonna make it to. I told myself, I was like, I'm only gonna go to 2 more games this year, which is gonna definitely be a Case game. Well, actually, I'm lying. There's gonna be 3. I gotta go see my guy Jack Rose play.
Yep.
Got to go see Case, and I got to go show out for my guy Schulte and my other guys over there as well too. You know, like Cade and Lecce, stuff like that. So yeah. But as we get ready to close out this amazing episode, is there anyone that you want to shout out there that maybe gave you guidance, just helped you along? And I know you mentioned them in the podcast, but maybe there were people you forgot, or just mom and dad, whatever the case may be.
Mom and dad, they've helped me a lot, and they're actually helping build a website right now. So we're taking time on that. That'll go up when it gets up, though. probably one of the people that always keeps me going is one of my teachers, Katie Shira. She helps me a lot with stuff, and she always talks me through stuff. Jane Ryder too. She's a great teacher and a lovely lady. And then just all my friends and great people out there in the world that love my work and they love what I do for the school.
Yes, sir. Now, obviously, I said we're going to close out. I have one more question. But what would be that piece of motivation that you would give to that young, aspiring content creator such as yourself, photographer, video, whatever the case may be?
Don't not believe in yourself. It seems cliche, but it's really what it is. Like I went to I was actually interviewing our principal for a thing for our school news show. And I talked to him about it because I bring these sweet lights. I'd rent these lights when I do the basketball pictures for the teams. And I actually talked to him about it, and we are buying these they're $1,000 for 4 of them. I didn't think it was going to go anywhere. School bought them, and we're going to have them in this week sometime, I think. That's where it starts really. Just asking that question to anybody, even if it's yourself. Just go out there and get creative with your stuff. Like every angle that I do, a lot of them are the same, but then there are those few different ones that I always try to look for, and different ways you hold the camera and just how I edit the pictures in the overall too. Like a lot of those horizontal ones, make them skinnier so it's capturing just maybe the guy going up for the layup with the ball or the wide receiver just with his head in the ball. You just got to be creative in your own way, but not in your own way.
Yes, sir.
You just got to create what your style is. You got to find your style, and that's honestly still what I'm doing. It's a process, but everybody can do it.
Yes, sir. That being said, we just wrapped up an amazing episode of Line for Line. We appreciate you for coming, Mr. Photographer.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
You calling or you listening, tune in every week. Line for line. Oh yeah, I'm going line for line.